It's late at night, you're tucked into bed, waiting to fall asleep. Just as you're finally drifting off, you hear the sound of something moving next to your head. Jolting upright, you check the pillow and surrounding sheets for the source of the noise. But nothing's there. Laying back down, you try to relax. As your eyes close, you hear a rustling sound in your left ear. Frantically looking around, again you find nothing. This is maddening. You start to wonder, is it all in your head? And when you feel something move inside your ear, you're horrified by how right you really are. But before your appetite is inevitably ruined, let's delve into a bizarre enigma that might just give you chills. Have you ever heard the claim that you swallow an average of 8 spiders over your lifetime while you sleep? The logistics being that your mouth hangs open, and an opportunistic arachnid just waltzes right in. The question is this actually the case? And are there documented cases of spiders confusing any human orifices for a safe place to rest their 8 legs, or worse, lay their eggs? October 2023. A 64-year-old woman in Taiwan had been hearing persistent strange noises, clicking, beating, and rustling sounds that kept her awake at night. Disturbed by the sensation of something moving inside her left ear, she sought help from a specialist. Little did she know that the solution to her mysterious ailment was more spine-chilling than she could have ever imagined. The otolaryngologist, a head and neck specialist, took just one look inside her ear and found the culprit almost immediately. A small spider, about 2 to 3 millimeters in size, had taken up residence in the woman's ear canal, close to the eardrum. It had even molted, growing comfortable enough to shed its exoskeleton in its new home. Now, you might be thinking, how common is a case like this? Doctors and ENT specialists suggest that it's more common than you might think. Research indicates that about 14% of foreign objects found in people's ears are live critters. And while it's more common to find dead insects, live ones seeking refuge in the cozy confines of an ear canal aren't exactly out of the ordinary. Take, for example, a case in Sichuan, China, from April 2023. A woman in her 40s was hearing a ringing sound in her right ear, accompanied by pain and hearing loss. During an examination, a doctor discovered something moving underneath her eardrum. To their surprise, it wasn't the eardrum, it was a cobweb. The doctor had to remove a protective spider and its offspring, averting a potentially serious problem. And if you think this is something you could easily avoid, think again. There are videos circulating the internet, like one from March 2023 showing a spider being flushed out of a man's ear with saline solution, and a viral TikTok from May revealing a woman pouring hydrogen peroxide into her mom's ear to unveil a hidden spider. But it's not just the average person dealing with these unexpected guests. In 2014, the singer-songwriter Katie Melua had a distressing experience. A persistent scratching sound in her ear led her to the doctor, only to discover a live spider had set up camp inside. How did it get there? It hitched a ride on her headphones during a flight, Katie said. Basically, I used these old in-ear monitors to block out sound on a flight. A little spider must have been in them and crawled inside my ear and stayed there for the week. This raises the question, how do spiders gain access to your ear holes, especially when using headphones? To understand this, we must delve into the natural habits of spiders. They're drawn to cozy, secluded spaces, and during the colder months, they seek refuge indoors. From beneath the baseboards to the folds between bed sheets, our homes provide ideal spaces for them to lurk in low light. The good news is that most spiders are harmless, but the bad news is that some may not be. In August 2019, Susie Torres had a terrifying ordeal when a visit to the doctor revealed something she never expected. Waking up hearing swooshing in her left ear, Susie initially thought it was just water. However, a medical assistant quickly realized it was more sinister, an insect. But not just any insect. It was a brown recluse, one of the most venomous arachnids on Earth. The venom of the brown recluse can cause severe damage, leading to tissue necrosis and, in extreme cases, death. Doctors, wary of causing panic, removed the spider without revealing its identity to Susie. The incident prompted Susie to take precautions, like using cotton balls in her ears and being more cautious in her daily routine. Now, you might be wondering about spiders in your mouth. Could they crawl in, and what happens if you swallow one? The unsettling story of Chris Cowsley from July 2023 might provide some answers. Waking up in the middle of the night, unable to breathe, Chris feared he had inhaled a spider. Paramedics, suspecting a spider bite on his uvula, rushed him to the hospital. The bizarre incident left Chris questioning his countryside home's spider presence. While experts remain skeptical about spiders willingly crawling into human throats, Chris, unwilling to take chances, took extra precautions at home, including using a spider repellent. Jumping back to July 2023, 52-year-old Chris Cowsley experienced a terrifying moment in the dead of night. Struggling to breathe, he feared he had inhaled a spider. Paramedics, suspecting a spider bite on his uvula, hurried him to the hospital, leaving Chris in disbelief. Now, you might be wondering, how likely is it for a spider to willingly crawl into a person's throat? Experts, including Dr. Matt Wilkinson from Cambridge University's Department of Zoology, express skepticism about such scenarios. Dr. Wilkinson questions why a spider would enter a warm, breathing environment when they typically avoid such situations. Dr. Jeff Oxford from the British Arachnological Society echoes Dr. Wilkinson's sentiments. He points out that very few spiders in Britain can bite humans, and the false widow, one of the possibilities, is relatively large enough to wake someone up. Despite the skepticism, Chris Cowsley, upon returning home, took no chances. Sleep eluded him until he thoroughly vacuumed his entire house. Plugging in a spider repellent became an extra measure to prevent spiders from making unexpected appearances. In 1999, an article in The Guardian presented this claim as one of the 50 top pieces of trivia. The notion that humans unknowingly consume spiders while sleeping became widely accepted. But here's the twist. It didn't come with any credible sources. The origin of this urban legend traces back to a 1993 article in PC Professional attributed to Lisa Birgit Holst. Snopes popularized the story, claiming that Holst concocted absurd facts, including the 8-spider statistic, to highlight the gullibility of people accepting information without verification. However, the plot thickens. In a delicious twist of irony, it was later revealed that the Snopes article itself was an April Fool's hoax. Lisa Birgit Holst turned out to be an anagram for "This is a big troll." The true origin of the 8-spider myth remains elusive, reminding us to be vigilant about fact-checking. Despite the hoax revelation, the 8-spider myth continued to circulate, leading to memes and jokes about Spiders George, an imaginary character living in a cave consuming over 10,000 spiders daily. The myth persists, emphasizing the importance of verifying information before accepting it as truth. Experts unanimously advise keeping calm. Attempting to remove a spider yourself poses a risk of injury, and introducing liquids into the ear can be problematic if there's a perforation in the eardrum. An ENT specialist is equipped to assess the situation, determining whether the spider is too large to be removed alive. In some cases, if the critter is small enough, a quick suction tool with the aid of an otoscope is the preferred method. For larger spiders, professionals may use lidocaine or ethanol to immobilize the arachnid before extraction. In the grand scheme of things, the likelihood of finding a spider in your ear or throat is as rare as a spider getting entangled in its own web. So, before you consider sleeping with earplugs, remember that these unsettling scenarios are more the exception than the rule. In conclusion, as you navigate through the mysteries of the spider world, remember, reality may be stranger than fiction. Until our next exploration of bizarre enigma stories, stay curious, stay cautious, and most importantly, stay spider-free.